Hello devs, today we're continuing working on our movie application, focusing on the front-end part. If you missed the backend setup, you can check out this video. Also, if you need the source code, you can check the link I left in the description. Let's get started. And our first step is setting up our React app. So I'm going to leave my backend folder. We're going to move up, one level up, and then we're going to create a new React application using our npx create react app, and we're going to give it a name movies. Let's just wait a little bit for everything to install and explore what did we get. Okay, currently our folder structure looks like this. We have our demo folder, so our parental folder that holds our movies, right? This is our React application, and this is movies backend that we created in the last video. So let's go ahead and run our React application. For that, I'm going to type npm start. So now we can go to our localhost 3000 in our browser and see this beautiful default React application. Yes, edit, source, app.js, and save to reload. Fantastic. Everything is working. And now, since everything is up, we can start creating our movie app container. So let's update our app.js and index.js file. Let's start with app. So right now, I'm going to app.js and make sure it's nice and clean. Overall, everything what I want to keep is just return, div class name app, div close. That's it. Very empty. Let's go next. Index.js is our app's entry point, and we just need to clean it up as well. So let's see. Just going to keep import React, React DOM, index CSS, and app. Nice and clean, nothing else. Okay, let's get rid of files that we do not need. So app CSS, I'm going to remove it, right? So we're going to write our own files. Report web vitals, remove. Index CSS, we keep it as it is. This is our global app styles. Setup test, we're not going to use it. App.test, we don't need this time. Awesome. After we done cleaning up, now we're ready to start building our front end. So our main piece of functionality will be located in app.js, as I mentioned earlier. This will be a component that is responsible for fetching movie data from our backend and displaying the results on the page. So app CSS will be used to apply styles specifically to this app component. So let's go to our app.js and update it. I'm going to import use state hook from React that we're going to use just about in a moment. Okay, so let's create const, open square brackets, movies, set movies equals use state. In parentheses, we're going to add just our array. So let's just talk a little bit more about what we just wrote. So const movies set movies, this is one of the React hooks. We use it to manipulate the state of certain values. When we receive our data from our server, we assign it to the state instead of leaving it empty, right? So basically this is going to hold our movies. So movies itself is the variable that stores the value, all our movies, right? And set movies is the function that is used to update those values. Okay, our next step is actually creating a fetch method, fetch function, right? So I'm going to create const fetch movies equal async. Remember, this will be an asynchronous call. Next, in the body of our method, I'm going to type const response. It will be very similar, guys, that we did in our backend, but instead of calling to our third-party API, we're just going to call it our backend. Why we don't do that? Why we don't call our third-party API from the front end? Just because code in the server is much safer and better way, just security purposes, right? Because everyone can access your front-end data, right, and manipulate your code, but they can't really do that in your server. So it's kind of a safety measure, right? So fetch, and our parentheses, we're going to type HTTP localhost 3001, right? Remember, this is our backend. In our route, get movies. Remember, from our backend. Again, if you did not see it, please check this out because it's already pre-made, or check the source code. So inside, we're going to say const data again, await response.json. We're converting our response from the server into JSON. And now we're going to use our set movies and apply data.result. So what does it mean? If you will look at our website, you see that all our data is kind of stored in the results. So this is how we access it, data.results. If we will just try to put data, we will not get proper values. So our movies will be just data.results. And now what we're going to use, we're going to apply new hook called useEffect. So useEffect, and inside we're going to say fetch movies. And we're going to add our square brackets. So what does it mean? Let's just talk a little bit more. So basically useEffect, it's a hook that runs a side effect. In our case, it runs as soon as the app.js component appears on the page and makes a call to our server. All right, I see we have a little error. Let's just add our useEffect import and fix that. So we're almost done. Right now, we just need to display it, right? We made a call, but our page is still empty. So inside our div, we're going to type h1 popular movies. And I'm going to create an ordered list tag. And inside of this, I'm going to type movies.map movie. This is how we map our results, by the way, in the element of the list. It's a very common way in React. So we're going to type list, key equals movie ID. And inside, we're going to type movie title. Again, where do I take movie ID from and movie title? Let's look at our data that we get from our backend. Now you can see our result. For every movie, we have movie ID, movie title, movie path. So this is how we access it, movie.id, movie.title. Perfect. So let's see how it's going to look like right now in our browser. Okay, so as you can see, there's no our data. We just see our popular movies and that's it, no data. Let's open our console and see what's up. So now, what we actually see, the problem is something is blocking us and the something is cross-origin resource sharing course. So basically, what is that? This is a security feature in our browser. Basically, what does it say? We can't really send requests from different origins to our server. So we have to fix that, right? And also, I just noticed that I forgot to add await to my fetch. So yes, make sure to await fetch because otherwise it will not be really proper asynchronous function. So yeah, let's fix that. Okay, since we fixed our fetch, now I want to fix our course. So to make sure it's going to work, we need to go back to our backend and select index.js file and add course support. So let's navigate to it and install the course package first. For that, you have to execute npm install course. Okay, when everything is done, now we're going to update our index.js. I'm going to say var, another, it's a kind of old syntax for JavaScript before ES6. So var means just variable, can be either constant or not. So course require course, and then we're going to say app.use course execution. That will be enough. Okay, let's restart our backend to make sure our changes are saved and go back to our localhost 3000. Voila, all of them, all our popular movies are there. We got our data, yay! So now let's make it more fun. I want to display posters for each movie, rating, and release date. And also make a separate section for movies that have rating higher than 7. This makes our project a little bit more fun. So our first step will be replacing movie set movies by 2 different use state array. So one will hold our popular movies, right? And another will hold highly rated movies. So let's write const popular movies, comma, set popular movies equals use state. And another one, const highly rated, set highly rated movies use state. Okay, so we have these two variables. Right now we're going to modify fetch movies. I'm going to remove set movies and add const pop movies equals result filter. This is a very common method in JavaScript. So we're basically going to say return me all movies where movie popularity is more than 400. Again, where did we get this 400 from? From our data. If you will look through movies, you might see all properties of popularity have different numbers here. Okay, and for another one, highly rated movies, const highly rated equals results filter movie vote average more than 7. And now we're going to set our popular movies with pop movies and set highly rated movies with highly rated movies, obviously. Yay, awesome, we're halfway there. Okay, next thing we need to update is actually our return statement, right? So before we displayed all movies, and right now we're actually going to start working a little bit more on our HTML structure, right? So inside div, I want to add section, right? And now from popular movies, we're just going to change it from H1 to H3, right? And our unordered list, we're going to change from movies to popular movies, map, movie, everything will be the same. Movie titles, we're going to add span. Inside we'll put released, movie.release date, and image. And obviously image will be our poster. So it's going to look like this. Image, source, I'm going just to copy HTTP image tmbd.org and movie poster path, alt, movie title. Perfect. And another span, we'll call it rating. And for rating, we'll use movie vote average. Awesome. So this is our popular movies. Now I'm going to close this section and create a new one. And here, as you already guessed, we're going to put our highly rated movies. So H3, highly rated movies, opening a new unordered list, going to say highly rated. Obviously this is from our use statement, right? Use state. So highly rated, map, movie, again, list, key, movie ID, movie title, same rating, and I'm going to use this little star instead. Love that. Quick note, I forgot to actually add a result, right? Because we did have result before, so let's just create a new variable const result equals data results. Now it should work. Let's go back to our localhost 3000 and enjoy this beautiful view. Yeah, no CSS looks terrible. We're going to fix that just in a moment. Okay, we're going to start with our index CSS and add a nice background. Inside our body, we are going to add 2 additional lines. So background, I already prepared one, and another background linear gradient. Again, it's already copy-pasted. You're welcome to do the same thing. Okay, now we're going to actually update index.js and add classes and IDs to our code. Both sections are going to have a class named movie section. I'm going to add both of them. Then our unordered list is going to have a movie list class. Again, both of them. I'm going just to copy it to our highly rated movies. And now it's time to create a new div for each. So class name will be movie info, and I'm just going to put everything inside this div except our picture. Also, I want to create H4 for our title and move our title to this one inside the movie info, and our image will just go outside. Let's make it pretty. And I'm going to copy and paste it into our highly rated movie section. All right, nice. I think that looks good enough for us. Now we're ready to move to our app. And my first thing I'm going to do is actually our min height. Min height will be 100 VH, padding to rem. Background, I'm going just to copy and paste it my prepared gradient. It should be like a purplish. Then color will be white. And then my font family, I'm going to do Arial, Helvetica. Yep, perfect. So next one, we're going to talk about movies section. Margin bottom will be 3 rem. Movie section, I'm going to talk about H3. Remember, it's actually our subtitles. So we're just going to update font size 1.8 rem. Margin bottom, I'm going to do 1 rem. Border left, going to be 4px solid. I want to do specific type of yellow, FFDD 57. Next, I'm going to do movies list style type none, display grid. So grid template columns, I'm going to repeat autofill, min max 180 pixels, 1 fraction. Going to type gap will be 1.5 rem, padding 0 and margin 0. Next one, we're going to do, I need a movie card. Okay, we're going back to our list, and I'm going to add class name movie card here to make sure I want to customize it more. Same thing for the popular movies. I'm copying, pasting it here, going back to my app. All right, so movie card class going to have background, I want a kind of dark gray. Border radius 12 pixels. Overflow will be hidden, and I want to do transition. It will be transform 0.2 seconds ease. And on hover, movie card hover will have transform. Since I want to move it a little bit, transform translate Y, right? So vertically moving. I'm going to do minus 5 pixels. And also I want to do box shadow. It will be 0.6 pixels and 15 pixels. I think it will be black, and it will be half of our alpha. All right, so movie card image I want to do with 100%. Height should be auto and display block. Movie info padding 0.8 rem. And now actually I wanna do title. So H4 font size 1 rem and margin bottom 0.4 rem. Next and last step is movie info span. We're going to display it block. Font size will be 0.85 rem and color should be kind of grayish, sort of whitish, so triple D. And margin bottom 0.2 rem. All right, looks like we're done. So let's go ahead and check our localhost 3000 and see the result. All right, I think it looks good. Of course, you can modify it, add more section, and change the styles as you like. And thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss future videos. And also a quick reminder, I have a blog where articles are published earlier than the videos, so make sure to check the description for the link. See you in the next video.